Yo, what up? It's your bro La Favela. How many of you as Americans had international friends, co-workers, colleagues, business partners, classmates? Well, I have. That was back when I was going to a university. So all that started in my third year at my university. So yeah, that's when I started having. That's through classmates. I started making friends, talking to classmates that were international students, and also that's when I began going to house parties, and I began meeting more of them there. That's the two ways I met them, mostly through those two sources. So yeah, and most of the classmates and friends that I made there that were internationals were from most of them were from Asia and some parts of Europe, but the overwhelming majority were from either India, Japan, or South Korea. With some of them from China, Taiwan, and also in Europe from Poland and Germany, and from Africa I met. I think it's from different countries, from four different countries: Morocco, Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, white South African. So yeah, I met all of them when I was going to university or during that time. And when I started meeting them, that's when the breaking of stereotypes began for reals. Because that's my pet peeves. Especially because I've been stereotyped based on my ethnicity and having a disability, being wheelchair bound, and I really felt bad continuing those stereotypes about those groups. So before meeting them, I had a bunch of stereotypes, like all of them. Like my entire idea of those groups of people were based on stereotypes, and that's because we were bombarded with the movies. It's cool. It's entertainment. Because not everything you see on TV, as we were told as kids, is real. So you got to get used to it. You got to really see it for yourself. Experience it for yourself. That's what it's all about. And when I began meeting them, I began making friends. I began learning the differences and similarities between my culture and their culture. As an American, especially Mexican, because my parents are from Mexico. I began learning a bunch of differences between my culture and their culture. And we began, practicing, each of us, some cultural cues about each other's cultures, the food, language, customs. The way we form and keep family relationships, romantic relationships, your relationships with your friends, your homeboys, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the coolest part about it. I learned a bunch of stuff. I broke a lot of stereotypes, and I know about them. That's why I want to really learn, about their actual culture. And I plan. My goal is to start traveling globally, especially try to open the can of worms for people with disabilities, especially those with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. Because a lot of them that are in their 20s, I see that they wanna, they're students. They want to go study. They want to work. They want to do a lot of things that people can. Because that's all we want. We want to explore the world, and I want to open up the doors for them. That's my goal in life, to open the doors for them so they can travel globally and learn, the places that are accessible and that are not accessible in each country. That's really what it comes down to. And actually, I started making a lot of friends to the point where I even started somewhat dating someone. It was just mostly, chatting back and forth on Facebook Messenger with some girl from Japan. We were getting somewhere, but it came to the point where I was not really into her because I had a crush on someone else. So it was getting to the point where she was about to travel back to the U.S. again, or me going to Japan for the first time, if I ever made that trip. So that's how cool it was. But then I had to let her go. And I was getting to that point, which is cool. I met that chick when I was at one of the house parties. Actually, she didn't went to the same university as me. She went to UCR. For those who don't live in California, UCR is University of California, Riverside, in the city of Riverside, California. Well, I went to California State University, San Bernardino, or as I would often call it, CSUSB, which is in San Bernardino, pretty close to Riverside. So yeah, it was the coolest part, and I still keep in touch with them. I still try to, with as many of my classmates or friends that I made, as much as possible. I try to make contact with them. Ask them how their professional life is going, how if they're married or if they have kids and whatnot. So anyways, guys, if any of you have friends or met people from different countries or even are in a relationship with someone from a different country as Americans, please hit me up in the comment section if you have. It'll be really cool to read the comments and the experiences. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Yeah.